Morning, everybody. Mr. McCarthy, you want to open us up?
Absolutely. September 3rd, work session, 10 a.m., all members present.
Okay. Planning Department, we have two site plans. You're up.
Morning Supervisor, members of the Town Board, Liam Trotter from the Planning Department.
Good morning.
You all have a nice Labor Day weekend. We have two site plans for the board to consider this afternoon, acting as the Board of Site Plan Review. The first is Kings Park Animal Hospital. This is on the north side of 25A in Kings Park, San Remo. This is the vacant building next to Doc Ryan's and across the street from CVS. The proposal is for a change of use from a bar tavern to an animal hospital with two second-floor accessory apartments, a minor addition, facade alterations, and site work. This application received BZA approval for a special exception use for the animal hospital and the accessory apartments. We're recommending approval subject to 4 conditions. The first, that they obtain the necessary building permits. The second, that they install a tree preservation fence around all trees to be preserved on site. The third, they obtain a highway work permit from the New York State DOT for a new curb cut and improvements along Route 25A. And the last condition is that they submit a set of approved DOT plans to the engineering department prior to construction. This is the subject site. Again, it's that vacant building, San Remo on 25A. This is the proposed site plan. They'll be adding the parking in the back.
Is it the bar itself or next to it?
This is next to the bar, next to Doc Ryan's, but
Vacant for
this was a
years.
vacant bar. It's
It was
vacant.
a bar before.
That's new elevations.
Liam, they're not going through into the subdivision in the back, correct? Is that, they're
No,
not cutting
they're-
through?
No.
Is there a cul-de-sac with that, or no? Just parking for her,
There's an
for
existing.
the animal hospital?
No, there's no cul-de-sac. Everything, all parking and driveway is going to maintain on site. Yep.
Okay, so I know there was a prior proposal for them to go through into
To
that
cut through
subdivision.
to 25,
So
yeah.
that's not gonna happen?
No.
Okay,
The cul-de-sac is here.
right. Okay,
Yeah, you can kind of,
Thank you.
everything's going to maintain on site, yep. Those are the proposed elevations. The next site plan is Panner Court. This is 125 Cabot Court in Hop Hog Industrial Park. The proposal's for a 12,000 square foot, one-story warehouse addition to an existing industrial building. It's a minor site work. This has BZA approval for a parking variance. We are recommending approval based on 2 conditions. Number 1, that they obtain the necessary building permits, and the second condition is that they obtain a road opening permit from the town highway department.
12,000.
12,000 square
Yeah,
foot
they said
addition.
1,000.
Sorry.
I could be wrong.
12,000 square foot addition. The addition's going to the rear of the building. And then the addition's gonna match the existing
Yeah.
building. It's gonna look the same. Any questions?
okay, any questions from the board?
All right.
I commend the planning department on the animal hospital. I know that was, that's been a blighted, deteriorated site for a long, long time, so I know you were tenacious about it, but good job. That's gonna,
Definitely, much needed
that's something
change for
that's,
that.
that was much needed. So I'm glad she's moving forward with it.
She should be here, but I can go up if you want.
Okay, before we start, we did the back to school, for the kids that, need school supplies and equipment like we did last year. You probably don't know it yet, but you all know Nicole some money. I'll give you the number when I'm done, because she laid it out for us, so, all 8 elected officials will pay Nicole back the money that she laid out, so, for the kids. But go ahead, you
It's
can explain
fine.
what we're doing, and then Christine Fichello's supposed to be here.
Right, Christine Fitzgerald from the Smithtown Foundation should be arriving any minute. But I'll go on with everything. Based on the donations from staff and residents downstairs, and also from your very generous, I kept it under 20, I promise. From your generosity, we were able to fill over 30 backpacks. And they range from boy and girl. They range from elementary school to high school students. Each backpack has at least 18-inch backpack, 1 pack of crayons or highlighters based on the age, sharpener with dome cover, 2 pink erasers, 2 pocket folders, glue sticks, highlighters, 70-page spiral notebook, and also the salt and pepper notebooks. We have also a 3-pack of pencils, a 3-pack of pens, and a ruler and a pencil case in every single backpack. So we originally just planned on, I think it was 24, but based on donations from Highway, I believe also the Parks Department collected some, and our staff downstairs, we were able to fill over 30 backpacks. I believe 32 or 33 is the exact number. That's all.
Nice job.
And when she gets here, she'll be able to say something nice about the Children's Foundation. We did it last year, and Christine had reached out to us and said that she had been cleaned out. She had all of her back-to-school supplies were gone. So she had asked if we would do something again this year. We put the announcement out on the app. We put it out on social media, also on the town's website under news and announcements. And a lot of people were shopping this weekend, dropped a bunch of stuff off over the weekend and today. And we will be delivering those backpacks to Christine this afternoon.
Good
What
job,
schools
Nicole.
are they going to?
So the way it works is Christine Fitzgerald and the Smithtown Children's Foundation work with social workers. They also, it varies from every single elementary school in the Smithtown Kings Park School District. I believe also she does do some work with Comac as well, because when we did the Santa gift bag over the winter, she had multiple school districts. So every school district within the Smithtown
Good.
Township, the social workers usually operate out of the elementary schools, I believe, but she would have the specifics. So it's every single school. There were a couple of calls from people who saw the post online who asked if they could come in and pick out backpacks. We explained to them that they have to go through the Children's Foundation, that we are just a drop-off site, and then Christine Fitzgerald and the Smithtown Children's Foundation vet any applicants who are not currently going through social workers. It also helps to weed out duplicates. A lot of people don't realize that they already have a social worker working with their kids, and it avoids giving somebody twice when somebody else could be helped as well.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Okay, very good. So generally, as you know, last year, we do this at the board meeting, but Ms. Fitzgerald could not make the board meeting this afternoon, so we wanted to present it today, so the press has it also, and then we'll give her, we have an example of 30 backpacks, and we'll make sure that they all get that. While we're waiting also, we are going to, again this year, have our 9/11 ceremony at 9/11 Park in Smithtown. On 9/11, I think Nicole was setting it up at 5 p.m. We're working with the Smithtown Chamber, so that's in the works. That'll take place at 5 p.m. on 9/11 ceremony, as we did last year. Does anybody have anything they want to bring up?
So,
Not really town stuff, but have you heard, I thought the Nesconset 9/11 park was demolished, was that?
It was.
I know they were having something, the gentleman that Peter.
It happened in that straight line storm.
Yeah. Whatever happened
A
with that?
number
Did they
of
clean it up?
massive trees came down,
Yeah.
destroyed the gazebo. They were there, John Field was there, the president of the 9/11 Responders Foundation was there. They called here, and we sent the highway department over there. So highway was there, traffic was there, it was a bit of a mess on the intersection.
Yeah, I saw that.
The lights, traffic lights were out. PSE&G was tied up on other jobs. So we gave them an assist on getting everything cleaned up. They're gonna be going through their insurance, I think, with some of it. But I think what I've heard since then is that they should have that up and running for their ceremony that's coming up in September. So very unfortunate that it happened at this time. I think also they're gonna put, I believe, 100 or just over 100 names on that wall at this ceremony. So, we all know about John Field. He went down to Washington with
Yeah.
John Stewart, and they got the bill passed, which is a great thing. So, yeah, quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then we had a emergency notification via cable, and Verizon's on TV for I guess they had a tornado out in Manorville. I think they're
Yeah.
saying that actually happened. It touched down there
Yeah,
and
pretty nasty.
did some damage. So,
When was that, last night?
yeah, yesterday afternoon around 4 o'clock.
Yep.
Hi, Christine, how are you? Thank you for coming, and
Thanks for having me.
Nicole gave a little presentation, so I think you're aware of what we have for you.
It's great. 30 backpacks, at least 30 backpacks, all filled.
Can I tell you the hardest part
Here,
is
come
getting
over
people
here.
to donate backpacks. The backpacks is the toughest part because they're the most expensive people to buy. They'll go into Staples and Target, and we have glue and crayons coming out our ears, but not backpacks. So this is great. We just filled 67 backpacks of school supplies, gave to the social workers, lunch boxes. So this replenishes our supply, which is awesome. And then you have people who come in the middle of the school year, and the social workers go, hey, can you help us? So it's there, it's great. This is extremely helpful, I appreciate it.
Well, we were very, very pleased to do it again, and Nicole will get you all the supplies, and
Yeah,
we
okay.
wish you well with
Okay.
the school year.
Thank you. We've got, we started a Hop Hog chapter. We have an event at Hop Hog High School this weekend for a little boy with neuroblastoma, which is what we started the foundation for a little girl with neuroblastoma 10 years ago. So hopefully Hop Hog will take off, and we'll have, you know, people on that side of town helping us over there. And then we have our community table November 5th. We moved it to the watermill this year. We're actually going to honor Joe Zangri from the watermill. So we'll see how that goes. So I hope
Very
to
good.
see you there. So thank you, guys. Thank you so much for your
Thank
help.
you, it's
Thank you.
a pleasure to help you out.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Do the kids still, do they still bring their lunches in lunch boxes, or do they eat
You know-
in the cafeteria? How does that work
Well,
nowadays?
the elementary school still does the lunches, so we try to provide backpacks, lunch boxes with the elementary. Once they hit middle school and high school, they're all buying lunch.
They buy lunch?
Yeah, and for the kids we're giving backpacks to, a lot of them are on that free lunch program. So some of them, but even if the elementary age kids are not using it for lunch, they have a snack time.
Yeah.
So they're bringing a drink, they're bringing snacks, you know, so that's helpful to them. And the lunch boxes are nice too. A lot of people don't think of that because they assume they're buying lunch every day, you know. The other thing, I actually bought a bunch for the older kids is the USB drives. You know, even if they don't have a computer, they can go to the school library and do their work there. They can take it to the local library. So Staples had them for there's 16 gig for $5. So I was like, how many you got? And she goes, how many you want? I go, 20? She's like, really? I go, yeah, bring them on. So, you know, we have those stored, ready to go for people who need them.
What do the school lunches cost?
Oh, I don't even know anymore. It's probably about $5.
A day?
Yeah, yeah. So and honestly, we had, I think, I had two people who didn't know, 50 cents. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I remember, now my son is a sophomore now at University of Florida, but I remember in elementary school, I don't know how I knew the lunch lady, and she's like, you know, and then they have that My School Buck so you can see what they're spending, and I felt like I was always refilling it, and I said to her, what is this kid eating? She goes, they buy the Gatorade, they buy those sugary drinks, and they're a couple of bucks separate, you know, so, you know, it's costly. So I said, all right, he's limited to one a day, that's enough, you know. But, yeah, so that's,
$5 a day.
it's expensive.
Kids,
It's
I
expensive.
just dated myself then, didn't I?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Telling you, I used to
expensive.
get 2 quarters, I remember it, that's what I got for school.
Well, you know, too, even, like, I guess if they're on their meal
Barbecued beef on a
plan.
bun, remember?
And you get change.
You remember that?
I remember certain things that I liked at the little
Barbecued
Linden cookie,
beef.
oh, they have the cookies. But like, they get their lunch, and then they want all this stuff on the side, you know, so, yeah, and yeah. But we had 2 families come to us, I think because they saw your drive. So the one man, he called me, and it wasn't for him, it was his friend, and he said, that's crazy, I have to go through the social workers. I said, wait a minute, let me explain. How do I know that social worker isn't getting backpacks for this family that you think needs backpacks?
Right.
He said, oh, right. Turns out the man was not talking to the social workers. And so I encouraged the man, I said, look, we'll fill your backpacks, we'll do that. But please understand that he should talk to the social workers. We give them supermarket gift cards at Thanksgiving. We give, you know, the social workers pick their most needy families that you guys and the Sunrise Rotary adopt. And we coordinate all that. I said, so there's other resources, let them know. And sometimes it's just pride, you know. Even people who really need help, some of them are reticent about filling out an application. And, you know, we'll say, okay, fill it out, you might not need us now, But there may come a time 6 months from now when you're struggling and you've already filled out the application and now we're a resource. Now, you know, we're ready to help you. We know what your situation is. We've already looked at it and approved the application, so. And even there are still people who still won't do it, so we say, a friend will tell us about them and we'll say, okay, well, how about you nominate them? And then I can kind of call them and say, you know, we're a resource, let us help you. We're out there for that purpose, So between the community table event, we did the golf outing in June. We're gonna change our dinner dance up because we've done it for 11 years now as a dinner dance. We're gonna make it a casino night, and I think we're gonna do it in March, and we're gonna do like a Luck of the Irish casino night. And I'm talking to Maureen's because we haven't done the holiday breakfast in a couple of years. It's a labor of love, but we don't make a lot of money at that event, and it's just so much work. So I said, how about a sweetheart breakfast at Maureen's? So they're considering doing that in February for us, where people make reservations with your sweetheart, grandma, your son, your mother, whatever, We should try it for that menu. So yeah, so that's what we got going on. That's what 2019-20 brings.
Very
Yeah.
good, very
Well, that's
good.
great.
So
Thank you,
anyway,
thank you, Christine, for all you do.
I appreciate it. No, I
Thank you.
appreciate your help. You help us raise awareness too, so.
Thanks very
All
much.
right, thanks, guys.
All right.
Talk to you.
Sure.
Sure, then we can promote a little bit,
Come on, let's go. David wants to take a picture, that's good.
I'm still at the $5 a
We're
day.
gonna try.
How do we do that? $5.
That's
A day, I can't afford that.
crazy, right? And then, and now they need more than lunch, Thank you. Thank you.
What's that?
I'm close though. Okay, let's all do this way, yeah, so we prom. It's prom. Where's my photos? Where's my photos? Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
You got it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. I like the sparkly one.
Oh, we got lots of girly and boy stuff too.
Thanks again, guys.
Okay, you're welcome. Thanks for what you do, too.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
Lisa?
I'm good.
Okay, do you have executive? All right, then I'll move to go into executive session. Thank you, everybody.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thanks very much.
We're gonna have to put her in Catholic school. 'cause she's
All right, you're
a
on.
menace.
I move to close the executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I move to close to this morning's work session. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.